What's up, guys? Welcome back to Eastgate Exchange, the show where we talk about electric skateboards, MBoards, board bumpers, the Eastgate convention. I mean, that's been a big topic for a little while. Yeah, just pretty much anything electric skateboard related we really want to talk about. With me, I have Jacob,
Yellow,
co-owner of Board Bumpers, and Mark.
I just do stuff here.
Yeah, put things in boxes.
you're not the media guy.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I am not.
No. But today we have an episode planned out a little bit. Maddie's got some things for us. But before we do that, I got to remind everyone that the Eastgate Con, March 26th, March 27th in Las Vegas, your tickets are available. So get your tickets now. I want to meet all of you guys. You come out. Every ticket comes with open skate on the track. You can ride your skateboard on the actual track. You get to demo tons of different boards. We have a lot of demos coming. I'm going to have a list for you in a second. Tons of stuff. So make sure you guys plan your trips. Carpool if you need to. Come out to Vegas. Hang out for the weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, yeah.
I'm so sad I'm not going to be there.
No, Mark's not going to be here.
I'm really slacking.
Yeah, that's all right. Mark's going to be out of town, but that's okay. Jacob's going to be here.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I would die.
I guess if I have to.
I would die. Okay, but a couple quick, again, we're going to pretty much start every episode with a couple convention updates just to get them out of the way, because we're literally, at the time of filming this, 24 days.
We're not going to know what to talk about in 3 weeks.
Well,
so
what
do
we
you
talk
remember that convention thing we did?
We can talk about how good it is.
how awesome it
and
was.
then I'll be like, oh, I wasn't there.
Well, so the plan
we'll
is
have to tell you all about it.
Yeah. Well, we'll have so we have a lot of really good media coverage we'll have for the convention.
That's good.
How
many guys do you have coming to do
so
all that?
right now just one.
Oh, okay.
But it's 2 whole days. There's plenty of opportunity.
Are you planning on getting more or just the one?
I think we might have one more guy come in.
Oh, nice.
But we'll see.
I think there's going to be a lot of just like...
There's gonna be free. There'll be just free
so
content.
much footage
Yeah.
There'll be so much footage.
No,
where
I know. There's
really
one guy could get so much.
Realistically, we probably could get away with not hiring any media coverage and just piecing together everything we find online. But I wanted to make sure there was official documentation of everything.
Yeah.
So when we plan next year, it's just a lot easier. Okay, so quick things. We have 19 confirmed vendors, and
That's
it's
awesome.
expected to grow a little bit more. We started this with 4, right? We had MBoards, Geckoderm, and Board Bumpers, and I think we got propulsion boards pretty early on. That was it. That's all we had to go off of.
And to be fair, we did have Geckoderm before we bought Geckoderm.
Yes, we did. We did not own Geckoderm at the time.
But still, 3 of those you own now. So
Right,
like,
so it's kind of funny. But all we had was 4. So we had to sit there and try to convince, like, all these
15
companies.
others.
And now we have total 19, which
That's so
is
cool.
expected to go probably to at least 22, I think, before the end of it all.
Wow. Good
So
for
that's
you.
pretty cool.
That's amazing.
I'm super stoked. I can't believe we got all these people to actually like show up. There's gonna be if you completely remove all of like the general admission people, there's gonna be a ton of us there,
Right.
just in vendors,
Yeah.
like just all the people, all the vendors are bringing.
There's going to be hundreds of people.
Yeah, no,
That
it's gonna
is
be so
absolutely
awesome.
crazy.
It's gonna be packed in there. It's gonna be so awesome.
Even if just those booths bring 2, like, you know, you're already talking 40, 50, but some of them are bringing a few more, and they bring
Like,
friends with them.
Flux
so
Movement is
Mhm.
bringing like 12 or 13
Oh
guys.
my God.
They have a quadruple booth. They have 4 booths
That's awesome.
combined in
though.
this gigantic 20 by 20 section. Their booth is gonna be sick.
Where
Yeah.
are they from?
They are
LA.
Yeah, they're LA.
Oh.
Yep.
Nice.
I have to try to keep everybody straight.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. We have one big one that I'm excited about is Hunter Boards is coming all the way from Portugal,
Wow.
which
Rad.
is absolutely
Is
insane.
that the only one that's outside the U.S. coming?
I think so. Yeah, that's the only one
That's
that's
so
coming
cool,
abroad.
though.
But it's so awesome. Their boards are made out of like metal. The whole thing's metal.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Is it heavy?
It's pretty heavy. They ship all their boards in these big rifle cases.
Oh, nice.
Really cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
They're really cool. But so I'm
like
super
hard
stoked.
cases?
Yeah, hard.
Wow.
Like they're really nice.
That's awesome.
I'm actually kind of considering doing that for our boards, but we'll see if we can.
They're
I don't know how they're
expensive, I'm
expensive though,
sure.
so I don't know if I can.
even if like the price of them aren't that bad, but the shipping of them
Yeah.
would be insane.
Well, I mean, my thought though is like, why could you not put a board in like a hard shell case and slap the shipping label right on the case, and then like
oh yeah, no,
zip
I'm
tie
saying
it shut or something.
like if you were to buy 100 and the shipping to
Oh,
your
God.
warehouse would be
Oh,
expensive.
Oh, you're saying just
Yeah.
get him?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
But my thought though is like if you
yeah,
get,
you should do that.
because right now we're sitting down trying to get quotes for boxes, just shipping boxes, single use. We put the boards in the mail.
Yeah.
They
They're
get
like $8, $9.
they're like $9-10 a piece. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh my,
it's
and that's if we
ridiculous.
order hundreds of them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they're so expensive. So if you remove that $10 off, I mean, that I don't know.
I mean, a hard case would look really nice.
Really
so even
nice.
if it was $20, I think it would be worth it.
So I'll have to look into that to see if that's even a possibility. But that would be pretty cool. Not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
What the hell are y'all talking about? Boxes?
Shipping boxes, yeah.
How did we go from convention
Sorry.
and a metal board to
Yes,
cardboard
sorry.
boxes?
sorry, yeah. Hunter Boards is coming all the way from
Just messing.
Portugal. They ship their boards in these cases, which are really cool,
Yeah.
and I'm sure they'll have some at actually we'll be receiving all their stuff here in the warehouse pretty soon. And then bringing it to
very
the
It's gonna
convention
come
for
in
them.
like an armored truck.
Yeah, who knows?
With like the guy's gonna have his
Yeah.
I can't even think of it now.
What is it?
I don't know.
Handcuffs.
Oh.
Oh,
Anyways,
yeah.
Moving on.
Okay, so another vendor that I'm super stoked about is Voltaic Motion. They pretty much carry all like the premium brands, and they're bringing one hell of a list as far as what demos they're gonna have. So
oh, cool.
they're gonna have Baja board, which I've never seen one in person, which is cool. They'll have a Trampa, they'll have a La Croix, Super Beast, a Cali, and an Onyx, which is actually a bike. So
Oh,
they're
wow.
bringing a lot of really high end stuff with them. I think they're bringing the brand new Cali that isn't even out yet, that no one's really seen yet. So that's really cool. I talked to him
so
on the
awesome.
phone last week, and he was really excited about everything, and so that's gonna be huge.
Did you ever reach out to that one clothing
I
brand I
did.
was telling you about?
Did not hear from them.
No.
No.
Nah.
We
Is Voltaic bringing those to demo or just to show? Do we know?
So I asked him for a list of what they're bringing to demo.
Okay.
So
that's
we
the
should
list.
be able to ride those.
Yeah.
Now,
That'd be interesting
knows?
on that little track, but still.
Yeah.
No, regardless.
yeah, no, for sure. I mean,
It'll be cool.
worst case scenario, I mean, there's a huge parking lot people can go ride in if they want to as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, the track's gonna be a good time. But in theory, everyone will demo on the track. But some of these boards, they're just you will never push them to their full potential
No,
on this
yeah.
track. It's just
No.
not the way.
There's too many turns.
Yeah, totally. So
Yeah.
so speaking of track, we have a couple updates on the race. Our classes are way simplified. If it's got 4 wheels, it's an electric skateboard. That's one class. That's all of them are competing against each other. We figured, you know what, this track, it's not like we're doing a mile
Straight shot.
straight shot. It's a very
Technical. Course.
technical course that I don't think a lot of these boards are going to have crazy advantages over the
Yeah.
other. I think it really comes down to, are you a good rider? Can you turn really, like,
I mean,
how's your turning ability?
how your trucks are might be
For sure.
because that's your turning
But-
radius.
But like, can you imagine all these classes broken into like what trucks you have?
yeah,
Like
no,
that's
yeah.
so to me, yeah, there will be some boards will have better advantages than others. I think anyone on double kingpins are going to have a lot better advantage on this course.
So if you hear that and you're listening, change your trucks.
yeah,
if
or
you're planning on
bring
racing.
bring your board with double kingpin trucks.
I
for
think
sure.
the trick is going to be whoever has grip. Because
Yeah.
if you can have all the power you want there, but we were doing it and sliding the front wheels
Oh,
in some of these corners. Like if you miss your line a little bit and you're like, so that's going to be important. We didn't
so you
really
think street wheels are not going to be good?
I
We'll
don't
see.
I don't know. Like they might grip more for all we know, but
Oh.
I don't know.
I can definitely tell
Well,
you.
bring
that
a
if-
couple sets of wheels
Yeah,
too,
if
so
you
you
get
can
a little
test
out,
it out.
you need
There-
to if
there
you're
are-
going to be racing.
I've heard from a number of guys they're bringing multiple boards out, so I
Yeah.
think they'll figure it out what they want to ride with.
Yeah.
And then are we breaking that up into like qualifying, like
So,
via
yeah.
times, right?
So
Because
he-
that way it's not. I mean,
So here's the
Gonna be a big
actual
gap.
race format. What's going to happen is, first of all, let's go through classes. Electric
there
skateboards,
you go.
1 wheels. That's it. That's all we're going to have.
Boom.
Boom. And maybe summer board if we have enough guys.
Yeah,
'Cause
because
they-
they 6 wheels. So
They're their own. They're
Or
their own
that
beasts.
might end up turning up into an open class or something, though.
Is
we
that,
thought
maybe?
even like an exhibition or something.
Yeah.
like, those
Oh, yeah.
dudes like to do jumps and stuff, so we might throw some ramps out.
is
there
that
or
the one
something.
that kind of looks like a snowboard?
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so those are the 2 classes. Now, the way that the actual race is going to be is everyone will have 1 or 2 laps to log the best time they can on the course. Now, from there, they take all the times and they put them in order from fastest to slowest, and they break them up into I think 3 categories, which will be like I don't know the exact names.
Beginner,
Mo's got 'em.
intermediate,
Pretty much like a beginner, intermediate, and advanced. I think they do like amateur,
Mm-hmm.
sportsman, and pro. I think is what they
Oh.
do it.
Nice.
And then, so once you get into those classes, then you compete against your own like experience level to win each of your classes. So even if like maybe, so it's kind of funny, like if you're kind of slow, but like third the way up the list, you have a chance of winning your class, like your experience level.
You might be the fastest in your class, even though you were
like 20th.
slow.
Yeah.
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 So anyways, it gives people a chance to like win something.
And
I
are
guess.
you doing 3 separate prizes then for those different classes?
Yes. I mean, so speaking of prizes,
Obviously the pro class
the pro
will be
class,
a better
the pro
prize.
class is what the prizes are probably going
Yeah.
to really end up being for.
Yeah.
But we will have different prizes. So for
nice.
sure, what we've got a couple prizes here. We have Evolve has given us a Stoke to give away. So which is like a $1,200 board, which is awesome. So 'cause their thought was, well, if they win the race, they already have some kind of electric longboard.
Yeah.
So like, oh, Stoke is probably good because it's a secondary like travel board or
Is
whatever.
that a short board?
That's their short
Yeah.
board. Yep. And then EcoMobile is giving a 1 or 2 boards.
Wow.
So they told us board, but now they've been saying boards. We've shipped them. Like they're using plural words.
Oh, wow.
Now I don't know if there's just a language barrier there, or if we're really getting 2.
Or maybe they're giving one away and having you just showcase one.
Maybe, yeah. So the whole thought is, I mean, obviously they want to make sure they get publicity out of it and
Yeah,
all
of
that. So we'll
course.
have to make sure. But
Of course.
anyway, so we'll have to figure out like what the pro level first place gets, what second place gets, all that.
Are you doing first through third? Prizes?
Probably the Evolve Stoke has to go to a first place winner.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
what the
Oh, yeah, for
Evolve
sure.
really wanted that to go to first place. So then we have to figure out what the other ones are going to be. And then the one wheel race for right now, I think it's going to be a cash prize because we haven't, we don't have anything, a prize package put
And are
together.
you basing that on how many people are
I
in the
think
race?
so. I think we'll start it at a certain number, and then the more and more racers that come in, we'll
Bump up
expand
the
the
prize.
prize pool.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's kind of the prizes and everything. The race is pretty much planned. I got a call with Mo today, I think, to kind of finalize, some more stuff. But other than that, like we're looking really good.
Are you doing several heats too?
Yes, we'll do heats. So
Are you
not
doing,
everybody.
like, heats of 8?
No, I think it's gonna be heats of 6,
Oh,
but it
okay.
might even be less if depending on how many riders there are.
Oh, okay.
Because honestly, that the track, if you had 8 people on there, you wouldn't be able to pass anybody.
It's
Yeah.
like carnage. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so
I just feel bad for 8th place and first place. They're so far
there's no way.
between each other.
Yeah.
There's no way that 8th could even get up to first.
No, there's not really. Yeah, so I think we're.
But you could always crash.
Yeah, people
spin
do.
out.
Yeah,
Like
people
spin
do
outs
wipe
will
out.
happen. There's.
Yeah.
It's not going to be anything major because I don't. If anybody goes over 25, like you're flying.
Yeah.
And if you're doing that, you are as hard on the brake as you can possibly be because there's really not like a straightaway to do that.
Yeah.
No, not really.
So I think 25 miles an hour. If somebody clocks 25, like you're
I think a
cooking.
more technical race is safer for one. Like if people were to crash,
Yeah.
like they're not going to get as hurt. And also, like, I think it's better to have like more ability like for riders
Yeah.
because like if you just have a really fast board, you could not be a very good rider and still
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
win.
I didn't want the winner to be who spent the most money on their
Yeah.
board. That's
Yeah,
lame.
yeah,
yeah.
That's lame because then it's what you bought your first place prize.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
One
You
of
actually-
our longtime listeners and also my father, John,
Yes, he
he
watches every
suggested-
episode.
really?
He watches every
That's
episode.
awesome.
Comments
That just
on
made
every
me so
almost
That's
everyone.
so cool.
No, he loves it. But he said that we should do a race where we take a bunch of cheap China boards and like lock them out at like the same speed limit and then send
all
everybody
ride
out
the
on the
same
course on
board.
the same board on like
Oh,
shitty boards.
That would
Yeah.
actually be kind of
I
cool.
have a ton
got a
of
stack of them. Right
I have a
now.
stack of those
kinda
Fast
cool.
and Furious boards.
I like that idea.
Yeah, because then
actually.
because then there's like every single board is identical.
I think you should do that. I think you should have like these weird ass
Classes.
categories.
Now there's
That's
one class
just like for fun.
One class that Jeff from Hoyt and Metro Board said that we
sit
should
down.
do is you sit down on your board and do like a Mario Kart style.
Yeah, that would be
Like,
cool.
just as a fun like
even like if you don't offer any prizes for those classes, just for fun.
yeah.
I think that would be
yeah.
so.
We're gonna
cool.
do some fun, quirky races
Yeah.
where there's not all these heats or anything. It's like 6 guys go and that's it.
Yeah.
Like I think it'll be fun for sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna do some fun races too. We'll get all that ironed out, but
Mhm.
that's gonna be fun. But okay, that's enough with the Eastgate Con. I know you guys are probably if you guys
Well,
aren't.
did you cover free time?
Yes, there will be. Yes, in
Yeah,
the beginning I
so-
said there'll be free
okay.
skate time.
And I think the way we had talked about doing it was like we'll do blocks of it, an hour of free time and then 2 hours of demo, and then we'll come back for an hour
Yep.
That way, like as people, are kind of moving around the event and looking at different things, they don't all have to be out there at the same time, for
Yeah.
4 straight hours or whatever. They
Right.
can actually charge their boards probably in between and
Yep.
have it
For
fresh
sure.
ready to go.
I know you guys might be getting tired of hearing about the convention, but one way to not be tired of it is to buy your tickets and show up.
Yeah, and show up. You don't have
For
to worry
sure.
about it.
Like anyone, if you're in California and have that weekend off, make the trip. It's
I really
4
don't
hours.
think that many people are tired of hearing about it because I get emails all the time about how excited they are.
Oh,
and
good.
they love to hear about it.
If we
Oh,
sell
good.
500 tickets today, we won't talk about it ever again.
Yes,
Yes.
please. No, I mean, if you are within driving distance, for sure. Especially if you can drive out here, make the trip because
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun.
This is going to be one of the first times in a group ride that we've had people literally from the East Coast, West Coast, Midwest,
Yep,
other countries,
That's
other
so cool.
Hawaii. Like
yep.
this is going to be the most covered group ride I think
You know what's
ever.
You know what's so fun? Yeah, like seriously,
Literally ever.
Yeah.
There's never been one that would be
This big, I
would
don't
call
think.
like at least not in the U.S.
at least this many
Maybe,
miles.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for you. That's so awesome that you set this up like
We'll
this.
send you a
and there's
picture,
just
Mark. Yeah.
So many people.
So one thing, what's funny is I'm gonna meet all these people. I don't know their names. I know their Instagram handles. So I'm gonna go, oh, are you?
or like by their helmet.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
should
I
everybody
know-
wear
That's
their
funny.
gear?
I know people based on like the color of their helmets because
That's
I don't
funny.
I don't
Right.
really because on their Instagram pages it's all about Eastgate, right?
Yeah.
So almost all the time they're wearing their helmet on their boards.
yeah.
So like I don't know what half these guys look like
These
either.
faces.
Like
yeah.
I don't know anybody. It's
Mhm.
but I know them. Like I know them and I know their story and all
Yeah.
this stuff, but I have no idea what they look like or even
It'll
what
be
their
cool
names
to
are.
meet a lot of the people.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna be introducing myself to like 1 million people that weekend.
I
It's
feel
gonna
like
be so much fun.
I kind of feel like we need to put our own faces up too, because like I'm not on any of our Instagram stuff. And
Yeah.
we're only on this.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, only people who follow MBoards really knows about the
Yeah,
about
yeah.
We'll figure
about
it
the podcast.
It's
We're
a good
name tags.
networking event too.
Yeah, and that's
like
the biggest.
for anybody.
that's the
like
biggest
they
thing.
all have the same hobby and like
Yep.
I just think it's really
The
cool.
biggest thing the biggest thing that I think people are sleeping on for sure coming out to the convention. Obviously, there's the obvious cool stuff, demoing, all that, seeing the boards, all this stuff, riding the track, the group ride. But I think something that people aren't really thinking about is like just meeting each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we've all known each other on Instagram, but we've never ridden together. We've never seen each other.
Mhm.
We've never even just simply shaken the other dude's hand. And I think that is huge, especially we've spent 2 years doing everything online. It's time to get together
Yeah.
and hang out for real face to
And
face.
even like the people just paying to come, like meet like the owners of all these companies. Like who knows? Like it could have someone get hired off of all of this.
You never know.
from all these
You never
companies.
know. Yeah. Like I'm really excited to meet some of these business owners. Like that's my thing. I like the business side
Yeah.
of things. I really enjoy it. And to see these other people's brands, I just love to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So hopefully the goal is when all these companies are here, I'm hoping we have a revolving door of companies here at the studio to try to get all these guys sitting down on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Try to pump as many out so then we have like 5 or 6 weeks of
Yeah.
really
I think that's
high
good
quality
content.
guests.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what the plan is. I got to see if we can schedule that.
Mhm.
I'm going to start putting my feelers out this week to see who wants to come in on like Thursday.
I bet you a lot of them would be interested.
Yeah.
Do we have to worry about like any like beef, between anybody that's
I don't
coming?
think
Like,
so.
Is like Dallas Eastgate gonna like start a war with Miami or anything?
I don't
Or,
think
like,
I don't as far as I
hope
know.
West
not.
Side Story
Anybody
style?
who's like generally hated in the community besides Mike decided they all decided not to come.
Not this year.
So probably should be fine.
Man.
It's fine.
The only potential beef is like people are gonna, but I'm really not expecting it.
Yeah, I know. I don't expect anything crazy like
No,
that.
I
but
don't.
I think it'll be
but
a
I,
good time
I think
for
that
you
would
guys.
be.
It'd be funny though.
be a good
It'd be so
story.
funny.
And you're generally not hated, but
No.
I feel
Just
like
pick
in-
up their boards and start hitting each other with them.
Oh God. It's so funny. No. It'll be a good time.
If somebody pulls a Sisalak on you, I'm gonna laugh at. Like
Oh
that.
my God,
If
that'd be
somebody actually
so
does it, I'm
funny.
gonna die.
I don't, if
You need like a safe word just in case.
Yeah.
We
my
need a safe
grandpa did
word.
offer to work security. He does walk with a cane, but it could be used as a weapon.
Oh,
So
It's so
Nice.
funny.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
We'll see what happens. I mean, if anyone doesn't understand that joke, our governor just got like lit up in a video while he was trying to eat at a restaurant recently.
People are so mean.
Dude, people are crazy.
Dave more.
Anyways, it's just okay. I think that's all I have on my list. Oh no, I have one more thing. New board. So at the convention, our new boards, we should have 4 of them. We should have 4
Nice.
complete boards there. We have my one, which is
Yeah,
one of a kind right
extreme
now.
like
Yeah.
prototype.
Well, one very prototype one. Then the second, then all 3 of them. I have 3 more decks coming.
When are those decks supposed to arrive?
They should be done this week, I think, and then they'll be shipped here a week or 2 before.
Dang, you're cutting
It's close.
It close.
We are cutting it close. Yeah, but then
Well, at least you have the one. If the shipment doesn't get here
we
in
have the
time.
one. So at the very least, we'll have that one. I wanted more. I have
Yeah.
2 coming that are the same gloss, and I have 1 coming in matte, which
Oh.
we'll see. Maybe I want to
That's
go.
cool.
Maybe we'll change them all to matte. I don't
Yeah.
know. We'll see how
That's
it goes.
cool.
But that should be good. I have all of our motors are done. Or I think they're just getting their logos etched this
Yeah.
week. And then those will be here. I have motor mounts and heat sinks done, and they're on their way. So like everything is coming together. And
That's awesome.
we're, at this point, like we're ready, pretty much ready to rock with all this stuff.
Mhm.
The only
belts and pulleys and all, like you thought about all that hardware.
yeah, we have all that
We
kind
have
of stuff.
most
Yep.
of that. Yeah.
And
Set
any I think what we're
tires.
gonna do is we're gonna switch all of our hardware to stainless steel, which I can get domestically,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have to import it or anything, so it'll
Yeah.
be quick. But yeah, I mean should have 4, at the very least 4 complete boards at the convention, which would be
That's
nice.
cool.
Which will be 1 or 2 of them will be demos, and then 1 or 2 of them will hang out at the booth so people
Yeah.
can see them and touch them, feel them, whatever.
Are you gonna race or no?
I'm probably not gonna have time to race. I think I kind of wanted to race now because
Yeah.
now that there's like different classes, I kind of wanted to
Yeah.
race, but I think I'm gonna be so busy
You know what you should do
doing the convention.
is have a class for just the business owners.
Just the vendors.
Yeah.
man.
Oh,
That'd
that's
be pretty
kind of
cool.
funny.
That would be cool.
That'd be kind of fun. I'll have to see if everyone's
Like, there's
interested.
no prize or anything.
No,
just to like.
as
have
an
fun.
entertainment.
Yeah.
Thing.
I think that would be really cool.
that would be down. I mean, I'll have to see.
We should force everybody to not ride their own board too.
Oh,
if they're a
yeah.
board, you know, like
Oh,
you
everyone
can't
trade.
ride your own.
Everyone trade
Yeah,
boards.
yeah, you can't.
Yeah, that's
we'll just put
actually
them all in
kind
a
of cool
hat, put the
too.
20 names
Oh,
or 10
that's
names in a
funny.
hat. This is the board you ride, and I don't know. We'll
I
see.
really think you should do
Ah.
that. That would be cool.
That would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll consider that. That's a fun, it's a fun race.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put that on the list. So someone write that down. Somebody write it down.
Because that's my job.
I actually
To
had one
remember
earlier. I
all
was
the
I was
things.
thinking of, and I was like, man, I got to remember this, and I already forgot.
Yeah, I forgot
or
it.
you can just tell me and then.
I was
'cause
thinking
that's
about
my
then we'll
job
like
here.
cut it or something. but
All
I
right,
was
don't
like, no,
forget
it'll be
that.
dumb.
My
Yeah.
job here is that Mike says something in passing, and then I'm expected to remember
Yeah.
it and remind him
You
about
must.
it.
We've been trying for 2 days to figure out like the topic we were going to talk about today.
Dude,
we still can't figure it out.
Me and Jacob 2 days ago were having this great conversation about something, and I'm like, you know what? This would be a great podcast.
Yeah, write that down.
thing.
And,
And
we
now
both
we
said
both
it.
can't
we both
remember.
Said, write that down. And
See,
neither one of us
now
wrote it
now
down.
I've learned to just go to your computer and get on your to-do list and just write everything on the to-do list. Because if I tell you,
No,
odds
No
are,
way.
yeah,
odds are you probably won't.
no,
do it.
it's so bad. It's so bad because I'm trying to do
And
100
every
things.
Yeah,
time,
at
no,
once.
every
understandably.
time he accuses me, you didn't tell me that. Like, yes, I absolutely did tell you that. You just don't remember. Well, that was a super interesting topic. Thank you for bringing that to the table.
Yeah.
I think what I have is more interesting because I know what it is.
Okay,
So a couple weeks ago, we were talking about those unpopular opinions,
okay.
I like
and
those.
one of
Me
them
too.
that. Well, I'm sorry, that's not what we're doing.
Oh.
Oh, dang.
Womp womp. But one of them that we didn't get to, but we did mention in another episode, was that someone believes that eventually Eastgate will be illegal one way or another in every country.
Okay,
So I did some research
okay.
on where it is legal and where it's not. And it's kind of confusing in a lot of countries.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure most, if not all of these, are European countries. But the first one is Belgium.
It wouldn't surprise me. Europe is quick to ban
Wait, Belgium's
anything.
illegal?
No, so I have like the laws. A lot of them aren't necessarily illegal,
Oh.
but there's a lot of limitations.
What it
I think
seems
they have a
like
lot of restrictions.
what it
right?
seems like in general is when something new happens in Europe, they ban it first, and
It
then they
takes a
figure
while,
out
yeah.
how to regulate it properly. Here in America, we let shit get way out of hand, and then we
See,
start
that
figuring
seems
out.
like it seems kind of no fun that they do that, but like also that seems like the smart way to do
Well, but to
things.
me though, error on the side of freedom.
yeah.
So like to me, it's like I would rather
I
have.
feel like there's a
things get out of
very
hand.
fine line with that though.
Yeah, for sure.
I think if there's like one general rule of thumb, it's that pretty much all these countries treat them as bicycles.
Okay.
And some of them I've
I'm
learned
okay with that.
Yeah,
some
I'm
of
okay
them
with
I've
that.
learned are very strict about bicycles. So Belgium, Electric scooters and electric skateboards are treated as bicycles.
Okay.
So the speed limit originally was 11.2 miles an hour.
Oh boy.
Now
Oh,
it's
that's-
Oh, boy.
15.5.
It's probably kilometers. That's probably
Yeah,
it's probably a round number.
It's 25 kilometers.
There
an
you go.
Okay,
hour
there it is.
is
That's
the new
still
limit.
not
That's
very
slow.
fast, though.
But this is what I thought was interesting. They have to be at least 18 years old, and it can only be ridden on bike paths.
The person, the
like
rider.
like a bicycle.
Yes, the rider has to be 18
So
years
if I'm
old.
16, I can't ride a bicycle on the streets of Belgium.
No, you cannot.
You can't ride on the streets regardless.
Yeah, it's only bike paths.
Oh,
This is why. That's
wait a
so
minute.
So
Wait a minute. So I
bicycles-
can't ride it on a bike path unless I'm
Bikes-
18.
Yes.
Bikes, electric scooters, and electric skateboards can't be ridden on streets, period. You can ride them on bike paths only if they don't exceed 25 kilometers an hour, and you have to be 18.
Boom.
What about
There's the law.
like if you're in your neighborhood? Like kids can't ride bikes.
I think residential areas get gray.
Rideable only on bike paths. Yeah, so a lot of it depends on the country. Like in America, most things aren't enforced on private property. Like you can drive without a driver's license in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well,
nobody's gonna-
neighborhoods are public roads. Some of them,
not gated
unless it's
communities.
gated.
Yeah, so there's like gray area with some. But
Mhm.
it depends on your country. I don't know enough about it. So Croatia is the same way.
Okay.
Falls under the bicycle category.
Do you remember John? That's what he said. He couldn't ride. He actually couldn't ride his board on paths at all. They can
Wow.
only be ridden off road, and that was in the UK.
That's
So
interesting. That's
Croatia,
crazy.
like if it has two wheels, well, it has to have at least two wheels.
Okay.
That's the law.
Oh,
so no
wow.
one wheels in Croatia.
Interesting.
The power cannot exceed 250 watts.
That's not very much.
What?
And again, the top speed is 15.5 miles
Now,
per hour.
Can
or
you even
25
get up to
kilometers.
15 miles per hour with that low wattage?
Is it a wattage motor?
So it doesn't say, it just says power no higher. However, if it does exceed that, it doesn't mean it's illegal. It just classifies as a moped. So then you have to register and be licensed.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So they cut it off a little. they
So
cut
you
it
have to
off-
go to the DMV for your electric skateboard.
Wow.
If it exceeds those, yeah.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Interesting.
That's wild.
That is wild.
So technically, no, we do not ship worldwide. Just kidding.
I mean, we do.
I
but
guess, yeah, if you really wanted to buy it.
We've sent a
What's
lot
crazy,
of
you see
boards to
stuff there.
Europe.
Yeah, you see
Yeah,
stuff
we
there
ship a
that-
lot of stuff to Europe.
So I've also heard that not all of it is enforced.
Yeah.
This is just what the oh, and by the way, my source is edriveplanet.com if anyone's
We will put the
interested.
sources in the description below.
They're all from the same source. So that's the source.
Have we ever looked for like quirky U.S. laws about that? There's got to be. Like occasionally you hear some dumb
Crazy.
The only
laws.
one I
Right?
know is that you can get a DUI in California
Shit.
on
Okay,
an electric skateboard.
there's got to be.
And I
some
learned
law.
that from
Yeah.
the
If
TV
anybody
show.
knows,
See,
any,
I'm kind of
yeah.
okay with that, though. I don't think you should be operating anything if you're drunk.
So
Well, I agree,
There's
yeah.
also like here there are charges you can face. It's just not a DUI.
Like,
because
you can
it's not
still
considered a
kill
motor
someone
vehicle. Yes.
on an electric skateboard
well,
if
and
you're
you'd,
drunk.
you'd be charged for that. It just wouldn't
Yeah,
be a
it's just-
DUI. It's just
like
it breaks down into
manslaughter or
different
something.
charges.
But Mark, it's also like the risk factor. Like the risk of killing someone on an electric skateboard
No,
is
it's so much
significantly
lower.
lower.
I understand.
Yeah.
But you still shouldn't be riding if you're drunk.
Oh no,
Like-
yeah, no, absolutely not, for sure.
So Czech Republic also falls under bicycles. Electric scooters have their own classification there.
I
So
I
they
think
are
I
banned
agree
on
with this.
sidewalks.
I think even if America decided that there's going to be rules, I think they need to classify them as bicycles because our bicycle laws are pretty decent. You gotta have a light on your bike.
You gotta have a helmet.
You gotta have a helmet. It's that state to state, I think.
Yeah, but for our state,
But you can ride on the roads.
yeah.
You're supposed to use a bike lanes, but if you need to turn left, you're allowed to use a left turn lane.
You're
which
not supposed to use sidewalks either.
you're not supposed to use right. You can't. You're not supposed to ride on sidewalks, and I think all that makes
You're
sense.
allowed to ride on a sidewalk if there's no bike lane, though.
I think that's probably true, and I think that's correct. I
You're
think that's
also
good.
allowed to use the street if there's no bike
Yeah.
lane.
And I think all that makes sense. I think that's a good happy medium because we were riding. We had a ride like a week or two ago, and we needed to turn left, and we did. We entered the roadway and used the left turn lane
Yeah.
and turned left.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
So Czech Republic scooters not on sidewalks, but you can go on unless they're bike paths. It says not on sidewalks unless they're bike paths.
Okay.
They might just be designated.
Yeah.
I'm okay
Yeah.
with that, too.
Like we have
Um,
sidewalks up by our house that are like they're totally different than the tiny little ones on the sides of the
Yeah.
road.
Right.
You know?
They have the same speed limit as the other countries, and their power limit is 1,000 watts.
Okay, there we go. That's somewhat decent. I mean, it's still not.
It's still a little low.
It's still pretty low, but it's at least you could get something with
Yeah.
But
that.
also, I don't think anybody's checking.
I mean, also
Yeah.
who's the one that's checking the wattage?
Right.
You can just peel the sticker off and put a new one on.
So
Like-
Denmark, the norm is to ride them in bike lanes, and that's
Okay.
legal.
Okay.
So the users have to be at least 15 years old in Denmark.
Okay.
And the
That's
maximum,
that's a
I'm
fair
okay
age.
with that,
I'm
too.
okay with that
maximum
age too.
speed is 12 miles per hour or 20
Ooh.
kilometers an hour.
That's
Oh,
still
see,
really
now that's
slow.
low.
You're also required to have lights on the front and rear at all times.
But Denmark,
Okay.
think about Denmark. Isn't that a really like dense city, anyways?
I mean, I think there's parts of it. I don't know though. I'm not familiar with the
I mean, so if you're, I guess we'd have.
I
to
thought
look
the
more
light
into that.
requirements were interesting.
even like in the daylight.
It
Light
said
too.
at all times.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, a lot of those places, the streets are very, very like
narrow,
shitty.
small. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and even
like you
cars,
can barely drive an SUV through some of the streets.
Like if somebody said the speed limit in New York was 20 miles an hour on a scooter, you could say, okay, that's probably plenty,
Yeah, that's
because
probably
those
good.
streets are crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The guys that are going 40 and 50, they're blowing by traffic.
Yeah.
They're never driving with
No.
traffic.
No.
Yeah.
I try to ride with traffic.
Yeah.
I don't like to pass it. If it's passing me, I'll actually like get out of the way. I'll
Yeah.
like pull into like a neighborhood or something, and I'll just like let 2 or 3 cars go, and then I pop back out. It's not hard to do. We don't own
Yeah.
the roads.
Yeah. No.
We
I've seen
definitely
a
don't own
video
the roads.
of a guy riding a bike in New York City, like just pedaling a bike, not an
Mhm.
electric bike or anything like that. And he was probably going about 20, 25 miles an hour, and he was blowing by, like
right.
like weaving in and out of traffic and like running red lights and
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
Like that's so dangerous.
for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I find interesting is like Europe, for example, is like I feel like they lead the way as far as like sustainable energy, sustainability,
Mm-hmm.
and the number one the way we can like increase sustainability and like green energy is like PEVs,
Oh yeah.
because like an electric car is significantly better for the environment than a gas car, but a personal electric vehicle is significantly better
Yeah.
than even the electric cars.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I think cities and everything. So anyway, what I was saying is Europe is always front, kind of lead the way
Yeah.
there, and it's just funny that they have the most regulations on those.
Yeah.
When in reality, it's like they are actually hindering that same cause. I think that they're trying to push so much of.
If I lived in a city like that, I would not have a car, and I would
You're right.
strictly
I
just
agree.
ride on that.
yeah,
think
It's
they-
also possible that different cities in these countries have different laws, but
Yeah.
this is just the country
Yeah.
laws, which is also something very different for us in the United States. Like our states, how we operate, are different than a lot of smaller countries because
Yeah.
they don't have so many like differences in laws across their country.
no, I mean you go to one country in Europe, they have an odd law, but like so do half of our states.
Mm-hmm.
So like you're dealing with like you live in one state. Everyone lives in the same state. It seems like over there. State.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a really weird dynamic. But you know what I wish that we would do is I wish that more cities and more like areas would start to plan for PEVs. Like there's nowhere to really ride them, but can you imagine like
I think eventually we'll get there.
a small lane, like almost like a bike lane,
Mm-hmm.
but like detached from the road just a little bit, that's a little bit wider than a
Mm-hmm.
sidewalk that's just dedicated for PEVs.
I think we'll get there eventually.
There's
Separate
quite
them
a
from
few
traffic.
bike lanes that are more towards the outskirts of town.
Mhm.
They're very wide.
Yeah.
They're 6 feet wide plus.
Okay, that's
They
yeah.
have like the checkered band or whatever, like a
Mhm.
striped
Right.
strip. You could say that's another 3 feet wide.
Mhm.
Like I ride in those all the time. So I think they are.
Tempe,
it's not
Arizona
PEV,
is
but
starting to widely accept that.
Yeah.
I
Because
think
they
there's
have a ton
places-
of those, like, I don't know, the like lime wire
Yeah,
scooters
yeah.
or whatever.
LimeWire.
And they
Or
mark even
whatever,
the roads
lime
now, like,
scooters. I
there's-
don't know.
Yeah.
They've got designated lanes. They're marking the roads for electric and non-electric. So
Okay.
I do think it is happening. But
Just
I mean, think
slow.
about it.
Slow,
Like
yeah.
you say, they should start doing it. You've got a city that's like 80 years old.
Oh,
you can't just
yeah,
start
you
doing it.
can't
and be
just
like,
pull-
we're gonna start from scratch and put in an electric road. Like,
Yeah, I
well,
know.
we got some
Like,
rules here, bro.
You got New York
yeah.
City that was originally designed for horse and carriages, now cramming vehicles
Yeah.
into. now you have to have PEVs and vehicles share a
And
road that wasn't even
everybody's-
big enough the first time. Yeah.
Everybody's
There's
commute
just so
is
many
different.
people there, so
Right.
I don't know if New York City would ever adapt that.
No, they can't. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
next I have Germany.
Okay.
Germany.
So electric scooters, electric skateboards, legal to use on bike paths or streets.
Okay.
It's interesting. They do distinguish that it's prohibited to use them in the Autobahn.
That
Well,
makes
that
sense.
makes sense. Okay.
Which I thought was funny. Or pedestrian streets, which I believe they mean sidewalks.
Yeah.
Okay.
They should stay at 12.4 miles an hour, which is 20 kilometers an hour.
So low.
They
Yeah.
don't need a license, but you do need to be at least 14, and
Okay.
insurance is mandatory.
Wow.
Wow. See, that's where I think the laws here would start to kick in. Is you can have these, but you have to carry a general PEV insurance.
I'm okay with
But
that.
I am
actually,
okay with
too.
that idea.
Yeah.
I think. Like
It's surprising because
But
no
what is your
one does it
insurance
here.
for?
But
That's just assuming
Like a
again,
liability.
I'm
of
sure.
us hurting somebody
Yeah.
else.
yeah,
I'm
I think
sure.
I think it's just which that insurance would be
Super
so
cheap.
low,
Super
it would
cheap.
be insane.
It'd be like
because
15
You're
bucks
not
a
hurting
month, if
anybody in
that.
a car,
If
so the
that.
only person you're going to hurt is a
Pedestrian,
pedestrian. And
yeah.
if you're riding where the pedestrians are, it doesn't matter if you have insurance or not. You're screwed, buddy. Like if a pedestrian is walking in the bike path and you run into him, it's not your fault.
No.
But if you're on the sidewalk and you run into him,
It's
it's
your
your fault.
fault.
And your insurance is just going to say like, yeah, it's your fault. Like
Yeah.
I don't know that having insurance would really. We all have like life insurance, things like
Well,
that.
even
like-
if it's your fault, they still pay the claim.
Yeah.
but like
Like
what
if
is
you have liability and you run into someone in your car, your insurance will still pay the
Yeah.
claim.
But it's still
now?
still
Yeah,
weird,
but now
though.
you're like assuming that it's a vehicle, which means it's registered. Like if I punch you in the face, you don't get to file a claim against me if I break your nose, right? Like you get to file charges,
Yeah.
but I'm probably not going to pay you through my insurance.
Yeah.
I
go
also
to
think
civil
it's
suit.
interesting
Yeah,
because
you'd
the
have
minimum
to sue me.
the minimum age is
Yeah.
14, but insurance is mandatory. So
Yeah, so 14-year-olds are getting insurance?
Right.
or
weird.
it's possible it stays with.
Well, I mean, I guess
Before.
16-year-olds get
It
insurance
could
for their
just
cars.
be like health
might-
insurance might be what they're
Yeah,
saying.
I'm not
It's
sure.
not necessarily like a vehicle insurance.
Well, it's just an interesting topic, like insurance, because like honestly, if you take a look at like how many injuries there are from vehicles in America every day compared to how many injuries there
Thousands.
are, how many injuries there are of PVs every day. I mean, it is night and day. I mean,
Well,
it is
yeah.
ridiculously low.
I mean, but also there's a lot more reporting of
Yes,
auto accidents than there are PEV accidents.
right.
But you're still right. Like,
Yeah. But my point is, like, even so, if they did make you get insurance, that couldn't be more than like $50 a year.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's got to be so low.
yeah.
So
I just think
Ireland
that
is in,
insurance is something. It's covering something different. Like,
Yeah, for
a
sure.
car hits a person, it's not your insurance.
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
Same thing.
So Ireland is interesting. The RSA classifies them as mechanically propelled vehicles.
Boo.
So they need to follow the same rules as road vehicles. So that includes titling, registration, insurance, and
Boo.
roadworthiness. Stop booing over me while I'm talking.
What is road?
I'm booing Ireland.
Roadworthiness, probably just to like follow the rules.
Or
I'm guessing.
or roadworthiness is like, is your
Follow-
vehicle safe to be on the road? Like, is it
My
run?
guess would be that it would be following the speed limit, not being a dick. Like, don't.
No,
be-
but if you classify something as roadworthy, I think that to me makes it like your car's not falling apart down the road.
Yeah.
But they consider it to be a mechanically propelled vehicle no matter what. So to me, I think they're more leaning towards like you need to follow the rules of the road, like the laws and
Okay.
the speed limits
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
So
well,
does that
of
mean
course.
if it's 35, you got to be able to do 35?
Yeah. Is there speed limits
Well,
then?
no, it's probably a limit, not you can't go fast. You can't exceed. Like you probably have to.
Well, yeah, but if you
turn
go
and-
slower on a 35
That's
mile
worse.
per hour
Right.
road, you can still get pulled
My
over.
guess would be it'd be the same as like as a car. Like if you don't have your turn signals, you're supposed to use hand signals, like do all that stuff.
Mm.
That's my that was just my
Well,
assumption
so, like,
from it. But
here-
the titling, registration, and insurance was more of a big
That's
deal to me than
crazy.
the road.
I wonder how much the registration is for a vehicle like that.
Yeah, we'll have to find
I
something.
mean, if
in
they
Ireland.
go off of MSRP,
yeah.
then-
My guess,
It would be super cheap.
my guess is that 90% of people just go for it.
Yeah, no, I know.
But
like-
the titling and stuff, like if it's a DIY, that's gonna get tricky.
Yeah, like how do you get a title for that? There's no titles. When we sell electric skateboards, there are no titles.
Especially if it's like DIY. What are you going to show a serial number? Like, how are you even going to base it?
I mean, that's
Right.
how
How
they
do you
it
get a
if-
title for a DIY car.
Well, that's I
Well,
was gonna say DIY.
You have to have a VIN on the car has to get physically registered and it gets a VIN number.
we looked into this for my grandpa's trailer, which is like a little bit different, but
Mm-hmm.
you have to get it a VIN, and in order to get it a VIN, you have to have receipts from the parts
Every
that you bought it
yeah.
from to show
Oh.
that you acquired all the parts and everything. You didn't steal
It's actually a giant
anything
pain
to
in the
get it.
ass.
I wonder if they can do that. Like if they buy parts from you, I wonder if
I'm
they
sure.
can do that.
I don't see why not.
Again, I don't know how enforced these are.
My
Yeah.
guess is that they're not very enforced, but
Either way, it sounds like a
If
lot
you
of work and
live
some of
if
these
you
guys-
live in Europe and you know the laws of any of this, please comment down below. We'd
Yep.
love to hear
at least
it.
for your area, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, because it's also possible that these are the laws and people just don't
You know,
know them because no one ever cares about
Yeah.
it.
It also seems like more of a pain in the ass for these countries to do all this than it's worth.
Oh, probably.
Like,
It's probably just to appease a certain.
Yeah.
I'm
group
pretty
of
sure if
people
you
and then-
don't drive like an asshole and you don't like do anything super extreme, I don't think you would ever have any issues.
right.
It's all because of electric scooters, man. They're all to blame.
I would probably agree with that.
So Sweden also classifies e-skateboards as bikes. It
Cool.
has to have lights, a bell, and it has to go below 20 kilometers an hour.
Jeez.
And the power limit is 250 watts.
What is that, 12 miles an hour?
Yeah.
Where was that?
Sweden.
Sweden.
That's crazy.
Sweden.
See,
Isn't
a
that where the
bell-
Onzer board
where
comes
the hell?
from?
Yeah. yeah.
So how does
No.
that doesn't make any sense?
You'd have to just hold a bell,
Is it
I
Sweden?
suppose.
No, maybe not.
is it
That's
Switzerland?
lazy rollers.
Well,
Who's in
Switzerland
Sweden?
is next.
Okay.
Oh.
Switzerland allows the use of electric scooters and skateboards. Or no, wait. Sorry. Allows the use of electric scooters and treats them as bicycles. Same rights and privileges as bike users, including bike paths. Maximum speed of 25 kilometers an hour. Electric skateboards are not allowed to be used in public, and they are not street legal.
Wow.
Wow. Where is that? That's Switzerland?
Switzerland. So I think it's interesting that you can use a scooter, but you can't use a skateboard.
Yeah.
So in the
Antra
US
is Switzerland, by the way.
Okay. So in the
Which is
U.S.,
hilarious.
are our boards street legal?
So basically no one cares.
To me, I think so. Right now, the way that's been described to me by a police officer is that they are considered bicycles. Bicycles are street legal.
Okay.
That's there it is. End of story there. I mean, there's certain
Bike lane street legal though, or like street?
no, because
street?
if you have a bicycle, you can ride it. You don't. You're not required to use the bike lane. I think it's there for your own safety,
Mhm.
Got it.
but I don't think you have to because if you want to make a left at a light, you have to merge into traffic and
Just
turn
gotta
left.
put your hand over and pray to God no one hits you.
Yeah, I mean, so I think it's all street legal, and even if it's not, I don't think any cops know. So whatever.
eSkateHub.com
Okay.
says that in the U.S., the general law is that they need to go under 25 miles an hour, 2,500 watts of power, and they can only
See,
transport
there we go.
Yeah, that's
one
decent.
person at a time.
That's fair too.
Okay.
But-
That's fair too.
Yeah, but
different
people
states
go
have
over
different laws.
25 and still no one cares.
There's
Yeah.
definitely different states in different laws.
Yeah.
And it comes down even to like your city. Like I'm sure Vegas and Henderson's rules are different.
Yeah, for sure. Interesting. Okay, I mean that's a pretty good look at the world there. We didn't do anything Canada or Australia related. Do we have any or no?
I did not look into that.
Okay.
It'll be our new advertising slogan.
Oh, here's the
legal
California
in all
laws.
50 states.
Yeah.
California laws are you must wear a helmet, you must
Okay.
be 16 or older,
Okay.
you
Okay.
cannot be under the influence of alcohol or drugs.
Fine.
You can only ride on roads with a speed limit of under 35.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I agree with that.
That's fine with that.
Your e-board cannot be capable of traveling at a speed of more than 20 miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's
people-
every board.
Every board goes over that. People do
Right.
not follow that.
So that's would be the thing. Your speed cannot exceed 15 when you're riding on public property.
See, this you can't prove any of this.
When you're
though.
riding at night, you must have a front white light, a rear red reflector,
Okay.
and yellow reflectors on the side. They can be attached to either the rider or the board.
I'm
Okay.
okay. I'm okay with that.
All right. That's fine, I guess.
They're illegal in Florida.
Of course.
They're
Yeah.
illegal?
They
Straight up
are
illegal in Florida?
Riding an electric skateboard in public areas
Get
is
out of
illegal in
town.
the state of Florida.
No.
Everything's legal
Holy
in
crap.
Florida.
I
What?
rode so
How?
much when I was
Florida,
there.
Florida classifies a motor vehicle as an automobile, motorcycle, truck, trailer, semi-trailer, truck, tractor, or semi-trailer combination, or any other vehicle operated on the roads of this state used to transport persons or property and propelled by power other than muscular power.
So
Sound
why
like a bunch
why
of
is that
farm-
why would that be illegal then?
Literally everything in
Because
Florida
it's-
is legal.
Because
Sound
it
like
is a
us truck
vehicle.
drivers.
It's a vehicle used to transport people that is not powered
So-
only by muscular
Right.
power.
So then cars are illegal.
No, they just classify them as a motor vehicle. And
So
they
they're-
must be registered, but unfortunately they're unable to register electric skateboards
Okay, that's why they're illegal.
because they do not meet minimum safety and design
But
requirements.
none of the police
No,
enforce
that see, there's
No
no
one.
way. There's
I've
ton-
seen so
there
many
is a
people
huge
riding.
Miami group. There's
Oh, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
also not allowed on footpaths or bike lanes.
yeah. See, that is just such a nonsense law
Yeah.
because it's not actually enforced.
Right.
No
well,
one
I'm
enforces
not
that.
saying it, but it is good
God,
to know that
Maddie,
it is a
so
law,
it's all
right?
your fault.
No, it's interesting. Yeah. No, I'm not yelling at you. I'm just yelling into the internet. But how stupid is that?
So electric
Very-
skateboards were made legal in Michigan in 2018,
Okay.
but
See,
prior
these
to
are
that
these
they were
quirky
illegal.
laws I'm telling you about. Like illegal in Florida doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Well, we know that they're illegal in New York, right?
I want to
Maybe you
see
knew that?
like an
Yeah.
over 80-year-old one-wheel group.
And
or something.
electric
Wouldn't that be
bikes.
funny? Like to spend old people.
Did
Yeah.
we know that electric bikes were also illegal in New York?
I've seen
see,
multiple people
There's
ride them. though,
there's
in New
so
York.
many because electric bikes are now they have like 2 or 3 classes now.
Yeah, it could
gets
be
really
a pedal
specific.
versus like full electric with the
Mhm.
throttle.
There's
and
like pedal assist, there's throttle, and then there's different
combo,
wattage
yeah,
limits.
yeah.
So there's a lot.
So Texas is tricky apparently because they don't specifically. The Eastgate falls under a weird in between of like bicycles, mopeds, and golf carts. So there's kind of like a gray area. They don't really fit into any
Okay.
classification in Texas.
Right.
So people just generally follow the rules of motor assisted scooter category,
Okay.
which is that you can only ride on roads that have a speed limit of 35 or less. Which think about that. That's actually kind
That's
of tricky
fine.
though. How many streets do we pass?
Well,
that are
here
45.
mostly-
here
are
in
45.
Vegas though, we're so spread out that most of our roads are 45 miles an hour.
Well,
But in other places,
But in
35 is
in
pretty
other
normal.
places,
well, I think it depends
25,
where in
35.
Texas you are. It's a big
well,
Yeah.
for
state.
sure.
Yeah.
But check next time. I don't think you'll see a bike lane in roads that are at 45 or higher in this town. It's only under. I could be wrong,
There's
but
bike
see if-
lanes on
see if-
Stephanie.
Yeah.
And Stephanie's all 45.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Right.
And Sunset, right?
So there's areas that they
But
aren't
there
there.
are
At least not by
definitely-
me, yeah.
There's definitely areas that there's not, though.
Yeah.
I know that for sure.
I don't think we have as much 45 up our place though.
Right. All right. Well, that's interesting. Is that all? Those are all the countries we have.
That's all I have, and that's about all the time we have as well.
Okay.
So
All right. Well, there we go. We did it, guys. Episode
made
Glad to be
22.
here.
Hey, what was that thing we were going to talk about again?
From 2 days ago? Oh, geez. Yeah. Who knows, man? You know what we were talking about? We were talking about like how some of these companies have like these giant, like how many employees they have.
Right.
They have just tons and tons of employees, and like I feel like they all like are like crippled by the amount of employees they have because their payroll is so much. We're talking about like what like the maximum amount of employees like we would ever consider doing here, and we were discussing we would do like a warehouse manager,
Right.
we would do a communications manager, a media which would like do all of our social media
Mhm.
stuff like that. We'd have like a content creator who just like actually makes the content to give to the communications manager. Then we'd have like 1 or 2 like board builders, and then like a general like purchasing person.
Okay, so you hit
That's about it.
7.
It's like 6 or 7.
It's like $250,000.
Yeah, I know.
It'd probably be a little bit more than that.
More. Let's see. What's 250?
Yeah, I was
Because that's
being
only
very
like
generous.
35.
Yeah, it's only
I
35.
was being
Yeah.
very generous.
Yeah, so maybe like 300, 350 maybe.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of money to come up with every year.
Oh, yeah. No, I
Tons,
know that's a lot of
tons.
money, but I'm just saying.
It's like I just don't. It's crazy how some of these companies have like just dozens.
But then
of
again,
employees.
some of those companies offer a lot more than 45, 50,000 a year.
Well, right. That's what I'm
So
saying.
it could be upwards of 600,000-700,000 a year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, bro, pay up.
all right, if they've watched all the way, Mark.
Yeah.
Okay. What is if you could go anywhere in the world for vacation tomorrow? Where would you go? And what is the first thing you would do when you got there?
Okay.
Two-parter.
2-parter. If you don't answer both parts, I'm just kidding.
And if you happen to answer where, no, we'll save that
All right.
I'd go to Amsterdam and I'd go right to the hookers.
Oh my
Just
god.
kidding.
Oh,
totally
lovely.
just
Okay,
kidding.
well, we'll see you next week.
Totally kidding.
See you guys later. Peace.
See ya.
Get your tickets, eastgatecon.com.